हेलो एवरीबॉडी। आप मेरे पीछे कैमरा है और ये कोडक कंपनी का कैमरा है। कोडक कंपनी फोटोग्राफी की नेम इंडस्ट्री में एक टाइम ऐसा था जब इसके बाद 90% मार्केट शेयर हुआ करता था। इट वाज ए जायंट कंपनी एंड इट वाज अ कंपनी which invented the first digital camera in 1975. What happened with this company is a story about not adapting to change, and 2012 this company filed for the bankruptcy. Why? Because it did not understood the market. It did not embrace the digital technology. Despite being the inventor of the first digital camera, still management thought the people will look at the print output rather than the looking at the screen. And this is where they made the mistake, grave mistake. And 2012, the company which was 20 years back, the market leader with a 90% market share, that's called a launch share, had fallen for a bankruptcy. Now, this is what happens, but this story is not about a company. This story is about the missed opportunity at the cost of not adapting to change. And today, we're going to talk about what are those missed opportunity for the schools. So, we are going to have a look at क्या challenges, क्या opportunities है schools के पास. देखिए, present time में the parents are not very happy with the coachings, especially till class 10th. And there is a second point which is very important, very critical, is the government guidelines, which clearly states no coaching till class 10th. And this is an opportunity for the schools to regain their students. Now the important thing is there is an opportunity, but are the schools ready for that? क्या हमारे स्कूल तैयार हैं उन challenges के लिए? Because schools have the challenges. What are the first challenge? They don't have the mindset for the competition examinations. They don't cater to the competition examination. They don't have a mindset. They don't have a teachers which are trained for the competitions. That's the first challenge which the schools have. Their curriculum and the school curriculum is altogether different. The school curriculum and the coaching curriculum and the competition exam curriculum, there's a vast difference which need to be addressed by the school. And as I said, the teacher mindset and approach towards the competition examination is very, very different. These are the new guidelines for the coachings, which clearly says no students below 16 years of age to be admitted in the coaching. So this is a threat for the coaching, but this is an opportunity for the schools to reclaim the lost students. Okay. This is where we come into the picture, because we have 20 years of experience with the coaching, work with the almost all coachings of the quota at a very senior position. I have been also known as a father of the pre-foundation division across the India, where mentored hundreds of the students on the competition examination like NTAC, IJSO, KVPY, pre-RMO. All these exams we have been mentoring, and so we have that extensive experience of proven success stories at national and international Olympiads. How do we do that? Building strong fundamental skills in the students right from the class 6th, 7th, 8th. And obviously when you are working on competitions, you have to be very, very updated about it. So this is where the continuous learning comes into the picture. Fourth is the regular training and testing of the teachers to ensure high quality teaching. So wherever I work with the coachings, our focus was not about the experience. Our focus was on more about the learning. How fast a teacher can learn, how fast a teacher can adapt to the academic pattern, the exam preparations, exam strategies. And that's why wherever I worked with the coachings, they've delivered very good results in the Olympiads. And in fact, this is the USP of the coaching. They adapt themselves to the competition environment very quickly. So I've been, since last 6 months, I've been going and delivering the seminars in the schools, various schools, and empowering students as empowering schools to deliver a very good academic delivery inside the school to minimize the need for the coaching at least up to class 10th level. So here is a clip from my recent session at Udaipur. Now what is the proposed solution? देखिए proposed solution क्या है? Proposed solutions है adopting coaching center strategies. Teacher training, this is the most important and critical part is you may have a very good quality of the student, but if you do not provide the right information, right guidance at the right point of time, the talent goes west. मैं हमेशा बोलता हूँ, the talent is a function of information. Talent is function of information. If you don't give the information to the talent is a waste. So, information is all about updating yourself. अब आपको एग्जाम्स के बारे में कितना पता है, आपको सिलेबस के बारे में कितना पता है, आपको पैटर्न के बारे में कितना पता है, आपके टीचर्स ने जो पढ़ा रहे हैं उन्होंने कितने एग्जाम पेपर्स को सॉल्व कर रखा है. So, recently I was interacting with one of the school principals, and so we were having an informal chat. So I just asked him, sir, how many of the students are appearing for the Max Olympiads? He said, we make it mandatory and we motivate a lot of our students. So there are approximately 250 students who have filled the form for the Max Olympiads. That's one a remarkable number that a school is having 250 students appearing for the Max Olympiads. So I was specifically talking about the NMTC Olympiad, National Mathematics Talent Contest, which is a very high level of mathematics Olympiad. The next question was a little difficult for the principal to face. I asked her, how many of your maths teachers have solved the last 2 years papers of NMTC? Not a single. The teacher was completely, the teacher and the entire principal and the entire teacher were completely silent. It's one thing that 250 students are appearing for the examination is just one part of the thing. The second and the most important part is whether the teachers themselves know how to handle this kind of examination, whether they've solved the PYQs, whether they've attended some workshops, whether they've been trained to face this kind of competition examination. If they're not trained, leave about the 250 students, even 2,500 students appear from your school, you won't be able to do anything because your teachers do not have the knowledge. So that's very important, the information. The teacher need to regularly update themselves about the competition examination, and which requires a mindset shift. We need to move out of the comfort zone, okay, from traditional teaching to competition examination preparation. Okay, and this can only be possible. I generally give a very famous quote: the one key power raised to 365 is 1. Okay, so if you do something over a period of 365 days, the result is same. But if you marginally increase this, marginally increase means if you just 1% increase over a period of 365 days, the result is 37.8, which is astronomical. That means if you just bring a 1% change, and that 1% change requires moving away from your comfort zone, and the results are tremendous. It is 3600% better. So we need an ecosystem in the schools or a mindset where we push our team out of their comfort zone, and that's where we come into the picture. Okay. Implementing structured programs for the competition examinations, starting with the lower classes. Well, if you have to participate in 2028 Olympics, you don't start preparing the 2027. You start preparing the 2020. Because if you are aiming for 2028, you start preparing for 2020. You start scouting for the talent at 2014. Then only you can target the 2028 Olympics. Now this is where the Olympiad comes into the picture. So if you want to retain your talent, because that's where when I interact with the principals, they tell, sir, we prepare students till class 10 and then 11 they move to some other coachings and they leave our schools. Even at 9, 10 the students are leaving the schools and going to the coaching, and obviously non-attending school, they're joining the non-attending schools. So this is where I get a lot of feedback. So why this happens is that we are not preparing that right from the critical age. So if we have programs where we identify the prodigy identified programs, where we identify the kids right from the class 6th, 7th, 8th. We identify their talents and we start nurturing them. एक बार इन बच्चों को हम पकड़ लेंगे, इनको तैयार करना शुरू कर देंगे, they will give us a very good results. And believe me, अगर ये आपके बच्चे रिटेन कर लिए आपने टिल 10th तक, तो फिर आपके पास न सिर्फ आपके बच्चे रहेंगे बल्कि बाकी स्कूल्स के बच्चे भी आपके पास आना शुरू कर देंगे. सो दिस इज वाई आपको एक स्ट्रक्चर्ड प्रोग्राम चाहिए कॉम्पिटिशन एग्जामिनेशन के लिए. समटाइम इट हैपन्स, I've been interacting with the schools and they say, sir, so and so our student got medal in so and so Olympiad. That's very nice. And my next question is, sir, what's your contribution? What was your contribution? Most of the schools did not even know till the time the student cleared their examination. They came to know after the student clearing the examination. So that means their contribution was nil. But imagine if you are proactive. आपके पास बच्चा है, टैलेंट है, पर आप प्रोएक्टिव हैं, बच्चे को एग्जाम की तैयारी करवा रहे हैं, एक एनवायरनमेंट दे रहे हैं, और जब वो बच्चा एग्जाम क्रैक कर रहा है तो यू हैव अ कंट्रीब्यूशन. यू हैव अ कंट्रीब्यूशन. यू आर नॉट जस्ट I'll say postman who is just passing the information. So we need to have a contribution. And there are plenty of case studies how coachings prepare the students for the competition examination differently. That's where why students, good students are leaving the schools and they are going to the coaching, because first is grading. That is the most important part. So apples and oranges cannot sit in the same class. That is something which is a core philosophy of the coaching centers. So if a student is in a 90th percentile ranking, he should not be sitting with somebody who is a 10th percentile. Otherwise, if you make them sit both the categories of the student in the same class, they both will be frustrated. He needs a different kind of treatment, he needs a different kind of treatment. The first thing is a grading, which need to be done. And obviously, the attitude, mindset, teacher training, these are the very important thing. Important takeaways is teacher training, regular testing. Once a school teacher joins a school, I don't think the teacher is subject to any kind of test. But if a teacher joins a coaching, he is regularly subjected to feedback from the students, which is very critical. Feedback from the parents, testing, regular testing. There are a lot of coachings which conduct tests for the teachers, maybe twice in a year, thrice in a year, just to keep them updated. So these are the important processes which always keeps the teachers on their toes, and once the teachers are on the toes, then only they can deliver the results. And this is something which I love the most, creating the role models. You need to establish a system where you can create the role models. So once one of your students achieved a certain examination, certain milestone, that person has to be called in the assembly, in the class, and he need to be applauded or maybe appreciated. And once you have one role model, you will see next year there will be 10 students who will be aspiring for the same examination. Next year there will be 25 more students who will be aspiring for their examination. So creating the role models are very important, and this is where the coachings are far ahead of the schools. Okay, recommendation for the schools. So you need to take some steps, competition exam focus approach, because this is a time, golden opportunity. With the government guidelines, with the parents shifting back to the schools, this is a golden time. You need to claim your students. Teacher recruitment and training program, which has to be must. The teaching should not be a government, should not look like a complacent job. एक बार selection हो गया, आपको कुछ करना ही नहीं है. It has to be regular updation of the knowledge, and collaboration with the extreme coaches, experienced coaches and mentors. This is something which is very important. And lastly, you need a systematic approach for a teacher readiness and a curriculum update. Okay, and the future of education is integrating school learning with the competition exam preparation. That's where the future lies. And if you want to speak to us, you can call up this number to book an appointment. I hope this presentation serves a gentle reminder, maybe a stark reminder, that this is a high time. This is an opportunity which we should all claim, and we should all get our share, and let's bring back the lost glory of the schools. Thank you.